Hi, today is March 19th, 2020. We are in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Normally, I don't put a date in our videos. As you can see, I am not in our normal recording studio with the backdrop behind me. I'm just in my home office. And I thought we'd take a break. This would have been our 51st straight week in producing our FAQ videos, but I thought it might be a little more important to tell the public, our residents and our investors what Upper Edge is doing amidst this crisis. So unfortunately, property management is not something that can stop. We've got, maintenance still occurs. There's still emergencies that happens. People have to move. People have to have some place to live. So I'll talk about a few things here. First off, our office is now officially closed to the public. That happened at the end of Tuesday end of business, so 2 days ago. Just to try to do our part in reducing community exposure and the spread of this virus. Fortunately, we have a lot of digital processes here at Upper Edge. In fact, most of them are digital. So as of yesterday morning, all of our office staff were sent home with their workstations, their monitors, keyboards, computers, printers, everything. We have voice over IP phones, so it was fairly easy to set up at home. And for those of you who tried to call in or email in yesterday, hopefully you saw that we didn't even miss a beat. We were quite responsive yesterday, despite all of the challenges that we might have had trying to set up. So our office is officially closed to the public, but we are open for business, so to speak. Regarding rental payments, or any kind of payments, so if you're a resident trying to come down to the office or investor trying to pay for a renovation or something of that sort, our office is closed, so we would urge you to use any of our online payment options. We have pre-authorized withdrawal. You can send the money in, obviously, but we would probably the easiest thing is just to use online banking. We are registered with all of the major banks and credit unions, so that's probably the easiest way to make a payment to Upper Edge. We do go into houses twice per year for our biannual inspections. That's the inspection where we go through the property, take the meter readings, check the smoke detectors. That program has been temporarily suspended with obvious reason. But we also have leasing that has to happen. It's easier to show a vacant property, but we still have obviously people that are going to be congregating in a smaller space. So what we're doing this week, all of our showing agents are going with a 360-degree camera, taking really nice photos of that. We're going to stitch those together and produce some virtual tours. The idea is we still have to get these places shown. There's still people that are very, very interested, but at least they can view these properties in the comfort of their home. And if they're interested, then they can apply online. And when we have to do a key exchange move-in walkthrough, at least it's just a one-to-one exposure there. We will have to work out something with occupied units. Obviously, we can't have groups of people traipsing through a resident's home. And I mean, they certainly are within their rights to stop that. So we're going to be working out something there. But again, we still need to attempt to fill these units because people are looking for housing. And we also have to protect the assets of our investors and make sure they have some rental income coming in. And speaking of rental income, I'll end with that. So if you're a resident that's having trouble paying their rent, there's tons of layoffs, lots of businesses that are closing. I would just say, let us know your situation and we'll try to work with you on a case-by-case basis. Obviously, there are investors that have mortgage payments, and even though those mortgage payments may or may not be temporarily suspended, they still have property tax, insurance, etc. So there's financial pressure on both sides. I think it's important, as I've always said, to have good communication, make sure that we understand both party sides, and we will try to come up with the best solution for each individual family. So that's all I have for you this week. Next week, we will start resuming our normal FAQ videos. But for today, stay safe and stay healthy. Thanks.